The internet is truly a wonderful place. There's such an incredible amount of information you can come across to strengthen knowledge with any given subject. You can browse Reddit and check out all the friendliest animals of all time. Cute! You can watch YouTube and all the best anime openings. Luffy! Oh, and you can also fall victim to believing the cartoon hoaxes that have been spreading around over the years. Yeah, there have been quite a few events in the world of animation that suddenly so many people on the internet believe in, but the reality is that it's completely fake. Today, let's count down the top 5 unusual cartoon hoaxes. Number 5, Ed, and Eddy Reboot. It's safe to say that we live in an era where reboots are king, and that's because some people seem to prefer nostalgia over original cartoons. Get out of here, Powerpuff Girls, nobody wants ya, but oh, Infinity Train, you can stay. You're always welcome here. Because of the massive popularity of modern cartoon reboots, it wasn't too much of a surprise to see that the classic cartoon Ed, and Eddy would finally be returning as a new TV series in 2019. While there weren't too many details as to what would happen here, people were getting hyped to see that the 3 Eds were coming back so the nostalgia meter can explode with excitement. This was all good, but it just wasn't true. The hoax began with a post from this fan page for the show, who announced the apparent reboot that fans should get hyped for. The Jawbreaker loving boys are back, hashtag Ed and Eddy. What's new and different about this reboot? No wobbly outlines, the cul-de-sac kids are good friends with the Eds, episodes where they learn about morals and give some of their cash to charity, an episode where they become the most popular and star in a mystery detective movie, the characters' parents appear in every single episode, new romantic interests for the Eds appear to confront the Kanker sisters, the production of the reboot is going to be closely supervised by the original animation creator Danny Antonucci. It is to air on Cartoon Network sometime in 2019. More details will be given before the end of the year. Well, turns out that this is just a reworded version of Rebel Taxi's Tumblr post about his ideas for potential Ed, and Eddy reboot, but despite this information being 100% false, for some reason nobody felt like doing their research and they yelled, OMQ, Ed, and Eddy, the return! Holy bejesus, mom, check this out! And of course they clicked share on the post. This happened a lot because the news was spreading like wildfire, tossing around fake pictures of 2019 as the beginning of a seemingly incredible reboot. Danny Antonucci, according to the show's crew as well as his own personal comments over the years, has expressed no interest in returning to Ed, and Eddy. I can respect that, especially with how Cartoon Network has ruined several different franchises left and right because they felt like bringing it back for the sole purpose of nostalgia, putting a bad taste in people's mouths that was once amazing. My taste buds haven't changed. Your reboots of good shows are just trash, Cartoon Network.
The trash business is a gold mine.
But yeah, the Triple E coming back for more definitely hyped people up for no real reason, and there were plenty of people on Twitter joking about the concept, which unfortunately led to even more people believing it was true. As Seuss would say, the internet is both a blessing and a curse, dude. Number 4, Slenderman in Gravity Falls. Hey, I mentioned Seuss, and that's a nice segue into talking about Gravity Falls. Anyone that's been with my channel for a long time knows that I love this series, especially because it's what I made videos on for several years. It was coming out all the way back in summer of 2012. Wow, that was really more than 6 years ago. Time is flying by. But at the time, there were plenty of different commercials promoting Gravity Falls and getting people to watch this new series, which would apparently be full of secrets and mysteries.
Disney Channel's taking you to Gravity Falls, a mysterious town
Go check it out. Bud Island.
just north of Normal.
In this town, anything is possible.
The second episode, Legend of the Gobblewonker, actually gave us a real question that fans had to solve. When a viral image started circulating around literally everywhere, both people who watched the show and who've never heard of it had to figure out if it was real. The picture in question showed us Dipper and Mabel hanging out in the mysterious woods, but if you look to the right, this happy old guy in a suit is staring back and wait, oh my god, that's Slenderman! Nah, it's 2018. Being scared of Slenderman is completely irrelevant. Unless you're talking about that new movie that for some reason came out 6 to 7 years later than it should have. In that case, it would make sense to be scared of how bad that movie is. Boring! But the whole Slenderman and Gravity Falls hoax is one that I really can't pinpoint the exact beginning. It was seriously spreading, whether it be in YouTube videos analyzing the image or just constantly appearing on random other social media websites, as well as many pieces of fan art that further led people to believe this whole concept was real. It got to the point where if you haven't heard of the series, and keep in mind that was a lot of people since this was so new, then you probably would have heard about the Slenderman image. Of course, it makes sense why this hoax was believable. Not only was the world of Gravity Falls strange and mysterious, having as many supernatural creatures as you can think of and more, but this specific episode gave us a foggy forest, which Slenderman just loves to hang out in. But to be completely honest, despite everything about this picture being completely edited and how people believed it, this is a hoax that really helped the series. I know that sounds weird to hear at first, but keep in mind that because Gravity Falls was brand new, chances are that people would feel less inclined to give it a shot because it's a name they don't recognize. However, when the Dipper, Mabel, and your good friend Slenderman pictures started spreading around, people began to look at Gravity Falls as, oh yeah, that's that one Slenderman cartoon, isn't it? And they decided to give it a chance. Fun fact, although this was completely fake, Slenderman was officially confirmed to be canon in the supernatural town when we see him in the graphic novel Lost Legends that released earlier this year. He's nowhere near as intimidating as his creepypasta counterpart, but that just fits the tone of Gravity Falls perfectly. Number 3, the Cal art style. Oh boy, we're really talking about the Cal art style. There was a lot of information regarding this hoax and other people have explained it in better detail than me, so here we'll go over the basics. The actual term Cal art style isn't the false thing here. In fact, it's something completely different that began spreading around years after that term was coined. Basically, there was an edit floating around of various different cartoons created by 3 people who went to California Institute of the Arts and 1 person who didn't, which was the Amazing World of Gumball's creator. Anyway, as this picture shows, every modern cartoon style is the same. But nope, this was an extremely linear perspective on things, and when you actually take a look at each show individually, you'd realize that they all have their own unique designs and styles. Especially Gumball, cause that's legit one of the most visually pleasing cartoons I've seen. How did it appear in this hoax? Some CalArts students were threatened because of this hoax, which is honestly just going too far. Internet, I love ya, but you gotta stop this. If we're talking about cartoons with incredibly similar styles, I'm really surprised that nobody was mentioning how modern day Cartoon Network shows all almost look the same. That's been changing recently, but Regular Show, We Bare Bears, Adventure Time, and more feel almost identical in how their worlds are drawn. This isn't really a bad thing either, because they're simple styles that work, but to put Gravity Falls and Gumball under the same umbrella of having the same designs? Yeah, that doesn't feel right. Luckily, people have stopped talking about this CalArts hoax because every discussion has a pretty small lifespan on the internet, but it's just a shame to see so much misinformation being spread and many people actually believing this image. Number 2, SpongeBob is ending. Sound the alarms, everyone! SpongeBob SquarePants, the iconic Nickelodeon cartoon with the world's favorite enthusiastic underwater sponge, is officially coming to an end. Would anyone like to step up, press F, and pay their respects?
Yeah, I grew up with SpongeBob for only a few years, but he made me very happy and I am sad to see him go. He will live on in my heart forever and ever and ever.
No, wait, false alarm, little kid. SpongeBob is continuing.
Yay!
Consider that scenario happening more than just once, with tons of kids becoming devastated at SpongeBob ending, and then there you have it. That's the current reality we live in, which is surprising to see that so many people continue to believe until this day. This is one of the most well-known cartoons in the past few decades, with people of all ages quoting their favorite lines from old episodes. There's still plenty of new seasons and storylines that continue the show thanks to its insane popularity. Young kids are growing up with this, as well as all the people who watched it in the early 2000s. But despite this being Nickelodeon's invincible mascot for around 20 years, as Smash Mouth would proudly declare, the Hoaxes don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. It's almost always an image of some characters from the series crying, and then there's a little text bubble that says how SpongeBob is ending. Wait, SpongeBob is ending? Sound the alarms, everyone! Nah, but seriously, this is by far one of the most common cartoon hoaxes, popping up every few months, being posted by popular fan pages and spreading around because of the people that still somehow believe in it. The series isn't going anywhere anytime soon, which can be proven by the crew's dedication at continuing new episodes, as well as Nickelodeon's decision to keep it going for such an incredibly long time. And because this wholesome sponge is still making waves everywhere with fans old and new watching his show, show, why stop now? Number 1. McGucket is the author of the journals. And now we're back to another Gravity Falls one because there's no possible way I can make a video about cartoon hoaxes and not include McGucket being the author of the journals. If you're unaware, the biggest mystery in this Disney cartoon for the longest time was, who wrote the mysterious journals? Dipper found the third one in Tourist Trapped, and he began exploring the identity of its creator. Back in season 1, there were quite a few incredible pieces of evidence that the crazy old guy in town was actually the author, going by the fitting name Old Man McGucket. But on one fateful day in 2013, a post revealed itself on 4chan of an apparent leak. In this picture that looked surprisingly legit with production codes and everything, we see young man McGucket, his hat on the wall, skull on the shelf, and wait, what? He's writing in the journal! That's right, this revealed the answer to the long-running mystery that people had been theorizing on since episode 1. Alex Hirsch, creator of Gravity Falls, posted a tweet that said, "Fuming right now," then deleted it rather quickly, which was his initial reaction to the leak. However, nobody was sure what to believe. Because Old Man McGucket being the author was a common theory, seeing this picture felt really believable, plus Alex's reaction drove people to further think that this was legit. Still, this isn't a video about cartoon hoaxes, and by this point you already know it was completely false. Why is this number 1, you may ask? Because in the biggest M. Night Shyamalan twist of the century, it turns out that the person who posted this to 4chan is none other than the Gravity Falls creator himself. Number 1, make hoax. Number 2, upload to 4chan. Number 3, post angry tweet about leak. Number 4, delete tweet. And number 5, let internet do rest. This was done entirely to throw people off the trail for the real author of the journals.
My name is Fiddleford Hadron McGucket, and I wish to unsee what I have seen.
Sweet sarsaparilla!
For the past year, I have been working as an assistant for a visiting researcher. He has been cataloging his findings about Gravity Falls in a series of journals. I helped him build a machine which he believed had the potential to benefit all mankind.
If you were active in the Gravity Falls fandom during this time, chances are you fell for the hoax. I pretty much believed it too, and Alex is truly a pranking god. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos, give a thumbs up, and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.